We treat our digital notes like digital graveyards. We just dump text in there and we never really look back. But what if that wasn't the case? What if your folder of simple text files wasn't just a place where ideas die? What if it was, a living, voice-controlled command center? Intro music.
Welcome back to the deep dive. I am really looking forward to this one. Today, we're exploring a deeply fascinating concept.
Yeah.
We are learning how to turn the Obsidian app into a fully functioning Claude OS.
Yeah, I've been incredibly excited to unpack this. It honestly, it completely rethinks how we interact with our computers.
Right.
On a fundamental level, it moves us away from just typing on keyboards all day long.
You see it all the time online.
Yeah.
People build these incredibly pretty digital dashboards. They spend whole weekends making them look visually perfect. And then, they stop using them entirely after 2 days.
Right, because it just becomes more digital clutter.
Exactly.
It looks like a cool spaceship control panel, sure,
Yeah.
but it doesn't actually help you get your daily work done.
Yeah.
It's just aesthetic theater.
Aesthetic theater, I like that.
Yeah.
This deep dive is about something else entirely. It's about building a system that actually saves you real time. It's about unifying all your context into one single place. Your files, your calendar, and your research all live together in harmony.
It keeps everything connected in one central local hub. You finally stop jumping between 10 different apps all day.
Right.
That context switching is what absolutely kills human productivity.
So we're going to map out this entire structure today, step by step. We'll explore the foundational Obsidian Second Brain framework first.
Yep.
Then we'll decode the local voice routing pipeline.
Which is amazing.
And finally, we'll build the automated skills.
Yeah.
Because those automated skills are what do the actual heavy lifting for you.
It's a wildly powerful sequence once you finally connect all those pieces, but you really have to build it in the right order.
Yeah, you cannot command an AI if it has no map.
Right.
It needs to know exactly where things are located on your hard drive. So we have to start with that foundational map.
Exactly. I think a lot of people misunderstand this part. Obsidian doesn't give the AI magical human-like memory. It just gives it a highly structured, predictable map to follow.
So let's talk about setting up that specific map. The guide we're looking at suggests a very clean 3-folder structure.
Yeah, it's heavily inspired by Andrej Karpathy's workflow. You basically rely on 3 main folders for absolutely everything you do.
Just 3.
Just 3. It strips away all the unnecessary complexity.
Okay, so the first folder is simply called raw. I imagine this is just the unfiltered dumping ground.
Spot on. That's where all your source data lives.
Okay.
Saved articles, unedited transcripts, messy meeting notes, they go straight in there.
So no formatting.
None at all. You don't organize them, you just store them.
Wow, okay. The second folder is called the wiki. This sounds a bit more structured.
Yeah, this one is for your clean, synthesized reference notes. It's knowledge that you have actually processed and refined yourself. It's the information you might actually need to reference next week.
Got it. Then the third folder is just called output.
Right. That holds your final, polished deliverables, finished reports, final scripts, completed project files.
Oh, I see.
They live exclusively in there. It's the end of the assembly line.
Organizing this is kind of like stacking Lego blocks of data.
Yeah.
You need a completely flat, solid base plate first. Otherwise, everything you build on top eventually just falls over.
That's actually a great analogy. The structure keeps the data totally modular.
Right.
And totally predictable. The AI always knows exactly where the raw materials are.
But folders are definitely not enough on their own.
No.
The AI needs a literal table of contents to navigate them.
Right. That is where the index.md file comes in. Every single major folder should have its own dedicated index file.
So it acts like a master directory for the AI.
Exactly. Both you and the AI know exactly what lives inside that folder.
Because if you have 3,000 text files, this is utterly crucial.
It is. It's the difference between a clean system and a chaotic data dump. The AI reads the index and it instantly understands the neighborhood.
You also absolutely need a file called CLAUDE.md.
Yes.
This file basically holds the core navigation rules for the AI.
It essentially tells the AI, here is the sandbox, do not leave it.
Right.
It sets firm boundaries and explains your specific personal folder logic.
You know, there's a real danger here if you don't set boundaries.
Yeah.
I still wrestle with prompt drift myself.
Yeah.
If I leave the instructions even slightly vague, the AI just kind of wanders off.
Oh, totally.
It starts hallucinating entire directory structures I didn't ask for.
Right, and that's not just annoying, it's actually wasting your processing tokens.
Exactly.
Clear instructions in that rule file stop the AI from guessing. It anchors the AI to your actual existing reality.
Once that map is built and secured, we add the visual layer. This is a custom Obsidian plugin that acts as your daily dashboard.
What's cool is the AI actually builds this custom plugin for you. Yeah, you don't have to code it yourself from scratch. You decide exactly what shows up on that main home screen.
So it can show your API token usage and your social stats.
Yep.
It can display your calendar tasks or your morning news headlines.
You can even add direct buttons to run specific automated skills. You get full terminal access right inside of the Obsidian interface.
That's incredible. The visual layer helps you see what is actually happening. You don't have to dig through nested files or weird terminal outputs.
Right. It brings all that hidden, automated back-end work directly to the surface. It makes the invisible machine visible to you. Then feet.
Let me ask you a question about this rigid, specific setup. I know a lot of creative people resist this kind of rigid organization.
Sure.
Does this strict folder structure ultimately stifle human creativity?
I hear that a lot, but honestly, no. Structure actually enables true creativity. When you don't have to think about managing files, your brain is totally free to just create. The system handles the tedious management for you completely.
Rules actually give you more creative freedom.
Yeah, exactly.
So now we have a wonderfully organized map. We also have a clear visual dashboard to look at.
Right.
But if I still have to type out complex commands, I haven't really saved time.
No, you haven't.
How do we interact with it naturally?
We give it a voice. We stop typing every single little command. Voice mode is where this system starts to feel incredibly futuristic. You can just talk to your computer organically, like a colleague.
So you can ask it to pull up the terminal while you drink coffee.
Yeah.
You can ask for the biggest, most urgent thing on your schedule today.
Or you can just tell it to run the morning trend report.
Right.
It happens effortlessly.
Let's break down how this voice pipeline actually functions under the hood.
Okay.
It seems like magic, but it's actually a very logical sequence. The first step is obviously your spoken voice command.
Right. You speak into your microphone in your normal everyday voice. Then a program called Faster Whisper immediately takes over the audio stream.
I want to pause on that.
Yeah.
What exactly does Faster Whisper do in this specific pipeline?
It transcribes your spoken audio into text entirely on your local machine.
So it doesn't send your voice to the cloud.
No, it's completely private.
Okay. Then it hands that transcribed text off to Haiku 4.5.
Right.
This is a smaller, highly efficient AI model acting as a traffic router.
Its job is not to be the smartest model available in the world. It just needs to be incredibly cheap and unbelievably fast.
So it looks at your text and accurately routes the request.
Exactly.
Then Claude Code takes over to do the actual heavy lifting.
Yeah, Claude Code executes the complex skill or finds the right research report.
Yeah.
It does the deep thinking that Haiku isn't designed to do.
Finally, a program called Kokoro handles the audio playback. Kokoro is basically a local voice generation tool.
Yeah, it turns the text answer back into natural-sounding spoken speech.
The entire goal of this specific pipeline is sheer speed. Simple voice commands should feel almost completely instant to the user.
And to manage that speed, the router system relies on 3 distinct routing tiers. Tier 1 is designed for running your pre-named skills.
Right.
That tier is very fast. You trigger a save skill, and the system reports back when it's totally finished.
Then Tier 2 is for reading an already existing metrics report.
Yes, this is actually the fastest tier of all.
Really?
Yeah. The data already exists in your output folder, so the AI just reads it aloud.
Oh, I see.
It doesn't have to calculate anything new at all.
That makes sense. Then we have Tier 3. This is the catch-all for complex, much deeper tasks.
Right.
This is where you would start a headless session. A headless session is an AI task running quietly without a screen.
Yeah, Tier 3 is intentionally the slowest option. The AI has to do actual time-consuming deep research or complex planning.
This brilliantly explains why some AI answers are fast and others take time.
Exactly.
A report question is fast because the data is already sitting there ready.
Right. Deep research takes serious time because it literally starts from scratch every time.
The router handles all of this complex traffic seamlessly behind the scenes. Pete. Whoa. Imagine scaling to 1 billion queries.
The local processing power required is just staggering to think about.
Yeah.
It's a massive leap forward.
That actually brings up the most fascinating part of this entire setup. The full voice pipeline can run entirely on your own local machine.
Yeah. You aren't relying on a laggy cloud speech tool.
Right.
You are controlling your own local system purely by your voice, completely offline.
What are the specific hardware demands for running things like Whisper and Kokoro locally?
You just need a decent consumer-grade graphics card. A modern GPU, which is a computer chip that processes graphics rapidly, handles it perfectly.
Okay.
These models are highly optimized for standard desktop hardware now.
You just need a modern graphics card.
Yeah, pretty much. 2 sec silence.
Okay, so a map and a voice are pretty useless on their own.
True.
The system needs to actually do something productive for you.
Hmm.
This brings us to the actual engine of the OS.
We absolutely need to talk about skills and automations. This is what makes the whole system truly fundamentally powerful.
Because a nice dashboard is cool to look at, but workflows are vastly better.
Oh, absolutely.
The real system starts when your daily work becomes repeatable.
Let's clearly define what a skill actually is in this context.
What?
A skill is a perfectly saved way of doing a very specific task.
So it has crystal clear steps, rich context, and a strictly defined output format.
Exactly. And an automation is just that same exact skill running on its own set schedule.
Right.
If you only use vague prompts, the AI is completely inconsistent. You ask it 10 times and you get 10 wildly different workflows.
You have to turn your work into very, very clear instructions. Saying research YouTube trends is a terrible, vague prompt.
Oh, it's the worst.
It gives the AI way too much wiggle room.
A vastly better version gives incredibly specific parameters.
Like what?
You tell it to check the last 7 days of outlier videos in your exact niche.
Okay, that's better.
You tell it to group repeated topics into actionable content angles.
Right.
Then, you tell it to save the final report inside a specific research folder.
That gives the AI a clear, step-by-step process and a definitive end state.
Yeah.
It knows exactly what success looks like.
Exactly.
How do you actually find good, practical ideas for these skills, though?
Well, the guide suggests a powerful concept called the combo method.
The combo method?
Yeah. It uses your own memory and your actual computer logs. It blends intention with reality.
First, you use a stream of consciousness approach.
Right.
You literally just talk to the AI about your daily work routines.
You verbally ask the AI which parts of your messy day should become automated skills. It helps you brainstorm based on your feelings.
Then you pair that soft brainstorming with deep, hard log analysis.
Yes.
You ask the AI to review your past usage logs.
It looks closely at your last 90 days of actual computer activity. It finds the digital tasks you actually repeat the most often.
I push back on this a bit. Isn't checking your own logs a bit overkill for a personal system?
It can feel that way.
It feels almost invasive to analyze my own computer usage like that. Why can't I just tell it what I want to automate?
I totally get that hesitation. It sounds intense. But human memory is deeply, deeply flawed. We lie to ourselves about how we work.
That's fair.
Your brain gives you an idealized intention, but those raw computer logs give you objective reality.
We love to think we spend hours doing deep, meaningful research.
Exactly. But the logs mercilessly show we spend hours just resizing images and formatting notes.
Ouch.
Right. Using both methods together gives you the absolute best skill ideas.
There is a golden rule for turning these manual skills into true automations. Keep every single workflow as a manual skill first.
That is so important. You have to run it manually a few times to test it. You carefully check the output and face any broken steps along the way.
You make the output format clearer and remove any lingering vague language.
Yes.
You only fully automate it after the output becomes completely boringly reliable.
Once you run a skill manually every single weekday, then you automate it.
Right.
A morning trend scan can automatically run at 8 every morning.
Competitor tracking can silently run automatically every Monday morning before you wake up.
Exactly.
The strict rule keeps your entire system running cleanly.
You completely avoid automating broken, messy workflows. You only automate the tested skills that already work perfectly for you.
Let's briefly talk about building the UI for all of this back-end work. You actually design the dashboard visually first, before writing any underlying code.
Yeah, you can use Claude Design or even just find visual inspiration on Pinterest.
Okay.
You describe exactly what you want the interface to look like.
So you might ask for a clean, modern interface with soft shadows.
Right. You pick the best visual mockup, and let the AI build the actual code.
You also use an incredibly helpful plugin called Hot Reload.
Oh, Hot Reload is fantastic.
This helps the AI instantly update the code much faster without restarting everything.
It saves so much time.
There is also an advanced, deeper layer called loop engineering.
Yeah, this makes the entire system self-correcting and self-improving over time.
So each automation checks its own final output against a preset goal.
Right. It evaluates its own work.
If a trend report is too weak or missing critical sources, the system notices.
Yep.
It automatically improves the instructions for the very next run. It learns from its mistakes.
You definitely do not need this complex loop on day one, though.
Right.
You start with simple, reliable skills and slowly build from there.
Quick question on that feedback loop. How does the AI actually visually see the screen to fix UI bugs?
It uses advanced computer vision to take actual literal screenshots. It compares the visual screen to the original design goal.
Wow.
If something looks broken, it completely rewrites the code to fix it.
It takes screenshots to compare and correct.
Yeah. It creates a completely seamless, automated feedback loop. Wait. Answer 2 seconds.
Okay, let's unpack everything we've thoroughly covered today. A real Claude OS requires 4 distinct parts working together in harmony.
First, you have the custom visual command center. This is your personal dashboard.
Second, you have the local voice mode for fast commands and quick answers.
Third, you have the program skills and scheduled automations for your repeatable work.
And fourth, you have the clean, highly structured Obsidian map of your files.
Exactly.
But the most important philosophy here is deeply, truly personal.
You absolutely have to build the system around your own daily work habits.
Right.
You should never just copy someone else's aesthetic dashboard.
Start with just one single, highly reliable skill. Make it absolutely perfect, and then scale your entire system from there.
That is exactly how it becomes a real, living, working system.
Yeah.
It stops being a pretty setup you abandon after a frustrating week.
It really forces you to deeply examine how you actually spend your time.
It beautifully highlights the hidden friction in your daily digital routines.
Which brings me to a final thought for us to ponder.
Okay.
If our personal operating systems eventually run entirely on local self-correcting loops, if they learn to know our actual work habits vastly better than we do, where does our active thinking end and the OS begin? Beat? Try picking just one repetitive digital chore today. Write down the exact steps to manually turn it into a repeatable skill. Out to your own music.